Hey guys, it's Jess, and I'm back with another video today, this time with something a little bit different than my normal card making videos. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, Card Days Work, where I share mostly greeting card and handmade card tutorials for you guys. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, where I create a coloring book using some really cool stamps from Spellbinders and Jane Davenport and a couple different patterned papers. I created this completely from scratch. Here is a look at it here. It's got the cutest little pattern papers, and then when you open it up, it has coloring pages. And then you can flip through and use this as either a place to put a photo. You could do journaling here, add in little clips or memorabilia from the day, make it an art journal if you want to use mixed media paper. There are so many different possibilities for this, and I am so excited to share how I made it with you guys today. Let's go ahead and get started and see how it came together. The first thing that I did was take a look at the stamp sets that I wanted to use. I knew that I wanted to use this new collection from Jane Davenport because these just screamed color me. I thought these would be really cool to make little coloring pages, but I didn't want to stop at just a coloring page, so I decided to turn them into a cute little coloring notebook or planner. To do this, I just grabbed some folded cardstock. So these are A2 sized card bases, and I'm stamping the large image and then one little sentiment on each page. And you'll see as I do this that I kind of flip things around and I continue to stamp on all of the right sides of the page that will be in the book. I think it'll make a little more sense as we get into it, but you can see here, this was like what would be the front of a greeting card. And then I want to stamp on the inside right of the same greeting card. So in order to do that, since I'm using a mini Misty here and I didn't have room to actually have the whole thing unfolded, I just folded it back on itself, and then that allowed me to go ahead and stamp on that inner area with the other stamp set. These stamp sets are a little softer than what I'm used to using, and I thought that that would mean that the stamp quality wasn't great, but you can see here in the images and in the final products how crisp and clear this detail is, and I was really impressed with this, especially because these have kind of a lot of detail in little lines. I was worried that they would be blurred or that they wouldn't show up well, but these actually stamped really nicely. I stamped 2 times for each image just to be sure that I got a really crisp and dark impression, but other than that, I was good to go. So you can see I'm just putting in each one the same way. I'm shifting the arrangement. They don't all have to be identical, but I think that's kind of the fun of it, is planning things out and seeing what works for your preferences. I've got this adorable little kind of leopard thing that's giving me sort of Lisa Frank vibes here. I think it needs to be rainbow colored when I do my coloring for this book. But yeah, so I'm just going ahead and doing that same process. I ended up making 3 full sheets, and I just used the same images and stamped them over. But if you have this whole collection, go for it and do each image by themselves. That way you have a unique image on each page. Then I took the Spellbinders bookbinding die. I've had this for quite a while and never had a chance to use it because I don't make too many notebooks or books like this. So I thought this was the perfect chance to do that. So I put it through my die cutting machine, and you can see that it just puts holes at 3 little locations along the spine of your book or notebook, whatever you're making. I thought this was really cool, and I was really impressed that it actually cut through several layers of cardstock later on when I had things kind of attached together and I did the cover of the book. So that's what I'm working on here, is actually the cover. I took one of the paper pads that I had from Spellbinders from one of their card kits. This one was called just, I think You're My Type or Just My Type. And I loved these papers, so I decided to go ahead and use them. I just took another A2 size card base and adhered the colored or patterned cardstock directly to it. And this really makes it a little more sturdy and gives it that really nice cover vibe rather than being just another piece of cardstock, which is the same thickness or weight as the rest of the pages. This made it feel a little bit more sturdy and substantial. If I had this part to do over again, I would probably make this a little bit thinner. I made this around 3 inches, this black and white striped piece here, and I feel like I wish that I would have done that a little bit more narrow. Also, I do wish I also had waited to adhere that strip until after I did the binding. That way it would have hid the thread on the outside so you wouldn't be able to see it. So if you're going to make one of these, I would recommend waiting to attach that little spine cover piece until after you've done the threading that we're going to take a look at next. Just to kind of take away from the fact that it was so large on there, I did go ahead and add some little coordinating strips. I just took a piece that was left over from the front and the back patterns and glued those right on, or attached them with my ATG. All right, so you can see I have a needle and thread here, and I'm just going through the middle hole from the inside towards the outside of all of my pages. Once I get the needle all the way through, I'm going to leave a little tag on the inside to make sure that it doesn't pull all the way through or come undone. And then I'm going to pick either the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter which, and go inside from the outside. So first you come through the inside to the outside through that middle hole, then you're going to loop it back in from the outside to the inside of one of the end holes. Once you get all of that done, you're going to go back out. So you're going to choose whichever one you didn't do. You should have 2 holes that have thread coming out of them and 1 that's empty. You're going to go ahead and stick your needle through that empty hole from the inside to the outside. Once you get that pulled through, just make sure everything is nice and tight. And to finish it off, you're just going to go right back through the middle hole from the outside to the inside. If this seems a little bit confusing, just kind of pause it as you do it. I find that that's kind of helpful sometimes to just take it step by step so you're not trying to remember too many things at once and getting things confused. That helps me at least. And then to tie it off, you're just going to go ahead and tie a couple little knots here and then trim off the excess thread. And then there you have a fully bound book that isn't going to fall apart. The pages are nice and tight. I absolutely love how this turned out. And again, if you have listened to my instructions, then you can go ahead and attach that little binding piece on the outside and it will cover your thread perfectly. Here I am just trimming off some of the little pieces that seem to kind of stick out of the edge a little bit. I wanted it to be more perfect looking. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I wanted to trim those off, and I'm just using an X-Acto knife to do that, but you could totally leave them. You don't have to do this, but if you're a perfectionist like me, it will make you feel better to just trim off the little excess. All right, once that was done, I did go ahead and add in some extra pattern papers to the inside. I felt like they needed a little bit of something. You may be asking, why didn't you stamp on both sides so you had a real true coloring book? 2 reasons. One, because I didn't want to have to double layer the pages because these are a little bit see-through when it comes to the ink, so you could see some of the ink showing through from the back side. But also, I thought it would be really fun if this was kind of more like a journal feeling rather than just a coloring book. So now you can either make it into an art journal if you use like mixed media paper here, or you can add photos, you can add little journaling cards, anything you want, and this goes from just being a coloring book to being your own journal that you can carry around with you in your purse or your backpack or whatever you have. I hope you guys love this. Here's some looks at the final project. Let me know what you think about this kind of project down in the comments below. Is this something you'd like to see more of? Or just kind of let me know what you think about it. I hope you guys loved the video today. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in another one really soon.